Welcome back to Wolf Weather. It's Tuesday, February 13th. I'm Tom, and I'll be guiding you through the graphics. We've been away for a little bit. My wife has had the flu, and family comes first over YouTube. But we're back, and she's feeling much better, and I think she's over the worst of it. So we're going to go ahead and tonight we're going to look at this wet forecast over here in the southeast, especially in East Tennessee and western North Carolina. Here is our radar picture, and you can see that they're getting snow up there in Minnesota, that area. They're also it's a little bit cool in areas like the southern part of Nevada and some of the other areas right over in that area. They've been getting a little bit of snow. You can see the rainfall that's over here in East Tennessee and western North Carolina, and there is some in southern Texas. Looks like pretty close to the Houston area and a little bit further south. Here's our weather map. And you can see that low pressure that's over the southeast has been giving rain for the last couple days. Also, some the low pressure that you see out there is going to bring some rain into Southern California and Nevada, Arizona, and probably Utah, all in that area out there. Next up, here's our East Tennessee forecast. It's a little small, hard to read, but we'll have a go at it here. Tuesday, we're looking for a high of 57, low 44, about a 60% chance of rain. And on Wednesday, we're looking at 61 and 54 for a low. And we're looking at 90% chance of rain. So definitely going to be getting some more rain. I don't know what our total is now for rain for today. We haven't looked at the gauge yet. We do that about 7 a.m. But the last 2 days it has been well over, it's almost been 3 inches of rain. So pretty good bit. Okay, now let's look at our next forecast for Thursday through Friday here. And Thursday looks to be one of the warmer days, looking like it's going to be up around 72 with a low of 56, about a 60% chance of rain. And Friday they're looking for a high of 64, and it's not showing it on here, but a low of 38 and about an 80% chance of rain. So a lot of rain. Good news, there's no snow or any kind of a mix for the next 7 days. The bad news, there could be some more river flooding. The river is very high on the Pigeon River. It's actually very high, close to flood stage here in Newport, Tennessee. That's the French Broad River. So we're keeping a good eye on that. But it just depends on how much rain we get and how quick. So next up is western North Carolina, and on Tuesday we're looking for a high of 51, low of 39, about a 30% chance of rain. And on Wednesday, 62 and a low of 52, about a 60 to 70% chance of rain. And we'll like I said, we need to watch the rivers and roads for flooding. They've had a lot of flooding over in Hendersonville, North Carolina, and Hot Springs area. The French Broad River has been elevated. I've not really seen much what's going on at Marshall. They're prone for some flooding over in that area. At least there's going to be no snow or any kind of mix in the next 2 nights. But as our next graphic is going to show, looking at Thursday, we're looking at about a high of 71 and a low of 53 with about a 50% chance of showers. And then comes Friday, high is 63 and a low of 35 with 60% chance of showers. And that's what we're going to be watching is those late night Friday night temps. They're showing, like I said, 35, and that's in Mars Hill. Now, if you get higher up, it very well could be colder, which means it could either be a mix or even could be snow near Sam's Gap or some of the higher elevations. So we will watch that. Now, Sunday is supposed to be up to 54 and sunny, but the rain comes back for Monday. Our next Monday, we got a 40% of rain back in the forecast. This little graphic I just picked up here a little bit ago out of Virginia, and you can see this is actually showing ice accumulation, and that is for the 13th and 14th through the 14th, it looks like. And you can see how that little bit of ice accumulation is there, but it's not reaching very far down into North Carolina. So, but we'll keep an eye on that. Here's a few temps around the nation. This is for Tuesday. Houston is 57 and a low of 54. They're going to have some rain, about 60% chance, tapering off to 40. Tampa's going to be warm, 83 and a low of 65, mostly cloudy. Jackson, Tennessee, that's the western part of Tennessee, 58 and 50, with they got, I think, about a 50% chance of rain, or 60%, late night. Out in Arizona, snowflake, 54 and 35, mostly cloudy. Seattle, yep, they got about a 90% chance of rain with a high of 46 and a low of 38. You can see that cold air is up near Minnesota, 28 and 15, but it's going to be clearing over the next day or two. So definitely going to be cold up in that area. Caribbean looks good. You can see there's hardly any clouds. Nice wind, those sea breeze coming out of the east and east northeast, pretty strong actually, close to that 20 mile an hour area. So that's a nice strong sea breeze. Very nice if you're out there on the beach or in a cruise ship. Going to be very nice for the next few days from what I have seen. Let's pull up our next graphic, and it's going to show somewhat what's going on Thursday and Friday. There's a high down in the Gulf, and that is going to be pulling up some heat, some warmth, and there could be some record highs, but definitely it's going to feel spring-like, even here in East Tennessee, just from that high. Also, with that high, it is going to be wetter than normal, and it's also going to be wetter out in Southern California in that area. Like I said, Nevada, Arizona, and they need the moisture out there from all the fires they've had. And it's going to be drier up there near Seattle, Tacoma area, which is nice. So, little different pattern shaping up. This is something I wanted to show you. I've been looking around. Very, very cold this winter up near the Arctic area. Minus 76. That is cold. They've had to close schools for the first time in 20 years just because of the cold, not because of snowfall. So, very, very, very cold. Unusually cold. Next one we're going to look at is Barcelona Beach, and this is a very rare thing. This happens very, very rare that you ever see snow in Barcelona on the beach. So something has been changing. The patterns have been changing, and we're getting snow where we normally never see it. And the next stuff we have is a place that you see a lot of snow here, and this is actually Morocco. This is from a few days ago, and this is the first time there's places there. I don't know if this exact area, but there's areas that have never seen snow, not never recorded snow, that has got snow in the last 2 to 3 days. So what does this all mean? Well, looking at this satellite data from NASA, this is the ocean levels, and from January 16th till the middle of January 17th, sea levels have been dropping. So the reason they've been dropping is because usually it's because of larger than normal snowfall and rainfall. But mostly snowfall. If you start looking at some of the snow levels up north in the North Pole and Antarctic, they're up, and they definitely are up in many parts of the world that never even see snow that are seeing it now, and they're seeing a good bit of it. Well, thank you very much for tuning in, and we're going to be watching those temperatures, especially Friday night here in East Tennessee and western North Carolina, and we'll be updating those during the week to see if they think it's going to be getting a little bit colder. That 35, and if it gets down, a couple degrees cooler, very well could be a mix or even snow. So for right now, the forecast is no snow and no ice. But as we know, that can change. Well, have a great Tuesday, and we'll be talking to you soon.